Quiet on set. Awesome. So to start things off, could we get a shot of Don first? So Don, I would love for you to first say your full name and introduce yourself.
Donald Choi, current president for ARIA Boston this year. Obviously, been a member for over 3 years now, and personally introduced to ARIA through none other Mr. Tom Trong.
Awesome. Now let's go to Dick so we can have an introduction. And then that way there will be more conversation after. Now, Dick, and you can see this looking at me. Can you introduce yourself like Don did, and yourself?
And just myself, sure. My name is Dick Lee. I am, for the for-profit side, I am a mortgage professional. Just entered my 25th year in the business, so I am a dinosaur, despite what people say. On the nonprofit side with ARIA, I'm the immediate past president and the current membership benefits chair. And Tom's right-hand man / slave, I guess.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's dive right in. I'd love to hear from you guys of what's something that you think just emanates from Tom. When you think of Tom, what do you think of?
First thing that comes to mind is high energy. Honesty, high energy, and integrity. Those are the top 3 things.
You stole mine. So, Energizer Bunny was created after Tom. So he should be the mascot for the battery because he just doesn't stop. So that's number 1. Diligent. So he's all about completion, not just doing. And I would say is that morals. He's a high moral. Morals are important to him, which drives his values. So.
And to add to, the Energizer Bunny, when I picture that commercial where he's beating the drums, and maybe Tom should put the rabbit ears on when he's playing.
Yeah. In fact, actually, for most people, when we get tired, we need coffee or caffeine. Tom, you give him alcohol, it's got the enhancement effect. Is that accurate?
Very, very accurate.
Yeah.
So you touched on a little bit, but I love to. What are some stories that you have with Tom that kind of reflect what you just mentioned?
I got one. So my first national event, Tom invited me and encouraged me to come and said, "Hey, we can sleep together." So here it is, the 3 amigos bunking up in the room. So wake up at I don't know, whatever it was, 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I'm looking around. I see Dick passed out. I'm looking for Tom. Where's Tom? Where's Tom? Maybe he's in the bathroom. I look over. The bathroom door's open and it's dark. Where's Tom? I look on the floor. It's Tom in his boxes and his white T-shirt doing his everyday 50 sit-ups and push-ups in the morning. God bless Tom.
Just loaded with energy. And for those who have roomed with Tom in the past, it's interesting. He's the last one to sleep and the first one to get up. And and what Don said is true. He's doing his planks, his daily sit-ups and push-ups. Because of his high energy and his schedule, he doesn't have a chance to go to the gym. I'm not sure how he maintains that amazing physique of his. So but he had really high energy, and I think the first time I saw the high energy was, I think it was the president now too, 4 years ago. When I served, he asked me to run for the vice president for the Boston chapter, and he said, "Don't worry about it. It's pretty simple. It's an easy, community giving position. Mind you, I was never on the board. I was just a volunteer on a committee." And he says, "This was at a nightclub in a Las Vegas bar at the National Convention." And he goes, "I need a vice president. Would you please run?" I said, "Sure, why not?" He says, Don't worry. It's 2 years. You'll learn." And he cut his term short as Boston president and only did it for 1 year. I'm like, what? So it's but he's taking it to the next level, which I'm excited about.
And you came in after Tom.
Yes. Yep. So it was Jessica Yee first for the first 2 years. Tom was supposed to do 2 years, did 1. I did 2 years, and Mr. President's currently presiding.
Can you guys tell me about, I mean, we just touched on it now. One thing out of the many things that you guys have in common with Tom is serving as Boston chapter presidents. Can you tell me about that and what it means to have that in common with each other?
It's a commonality. It's a brotherhood bond because of the mission of ARIA. Tom really, at least to me, ensures that I understand what the mission is every day, or specifically for that. He's taught me to set aside my personal feelings for the benefit of the association, which has made me a better person and a better professional in my field, and also in the nonprofit industry as well too. So I applaud him as my friend for showing me that.
I think the greatest thing that I've experienced and learned, or if you want to say his influence to not only myself, but I've seen to other people within the organization, is that the more you're around Tom, you learn that his strength is all really portrayed through patience. So someone like myself who tends to get a little bit more emotional, Tom, you realize that the real Tom is emotional, but the emotion doesn't come out. He diverts that energy into patience and harnesses that patience in such a way where he's always calm, he's rational, he's pragmatic in terms of dealing with a certain situation, and he gets more unselfish, which is kind of ironic. So a lot of times people will tend to only see it from their point of view, but Tom is the harder the situation, the more conflict there is, the more he'll tend to kind of take a step back, and he'll say, well, it kind of looks like he's not taking control, but in fact he's taking more control because he's separating his own selfish wants and emotions from it, and he's allowing others to chime in and really kind of be able to discern at that point. So that's a skill set, and it takes more strength. The weak person just lashes out, or like I do, as I go put my head in the pillow and cry about it for 10 minutes, and I'm good.
Don, I wouldn't say that you're weak. It's just you're different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom is, we talked about the Energizer Bunny. What I've noticed recently in the past 6 months is that he's able to take adversity towards himself. So we use the analogy of the Energizer Bunny. Picture the Energizer Bunny as a lithium battery that's attached to a Tesla solar panel, and the sun is the adversity that's driving the panel, driving the power in. That's adversity. He takes that energy and channels it back into positive energy and ignores the negativity and powers forward, which is it's a trait that not many people have, and it's amazing.
That's awesome. Is it possible for us to have the person doing the lawnmower and things like that outside to stop? Yeah, we're just trying to. We can't control that construction, but we can control here at least.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I
Appreciate
think it's the air pump compressor.
Well, that's
across the street.
The construction. I mean,
Yeah.
that's usually a
control
lower
it.
frequency, so it's not as obvious.
Okay.
But the weed whacker you can definitely hear.
Yeah.
Do you want me to have them go through that piece again, or do you think it was low enough to be able to go through it again?
Yeah, I think it would be.
So, can you guys? I loved how you guys were talking about the Energizer Bunny more, and just how he just blocks out the negativity and propel through. Can you, tell more of that, and feel free to repeat what you already said as well.
So from the point where I was going, where Don, it's a great point, Don.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can play off each other.
Yeah. So it's a great point, Don. The positive, being so positive. Tom is like that Energizer Bunny that with a lithium battery that's attached to a Tesla solar panel. Taking adversity, and changing it into positive energy. The adversity is the sun that's shining down on the Tesla panel that's powering the Energizer Bunny, and just taking adversity, negative energy, and just redistributing the positive energy. It's a trait that very few people have. A lot of people lash out towards negativity, and Tom, he takes it and turns it in another direction for positive energy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a way to redeflect. He's Energizer Bunny with some, I don't know what you want to call it, some type of like moral kung fu, I guess.
Yeah.
He uses other people's energy against him and is somehow able to harness that and deflect it back. I mean, it's like some crazy superpower or something like that.
It's crazy, Don. Where you and I are very similar. Where we're former we'll call it jocks. Tom is a jock in his own right. Just I heard a previous interview with Peter where he was the Michael Vick of youth football. Don and I are his linemen, and we're there to protect him, but yet we just want to smash and destroy without thinking, which is probably not good for us, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how Tom. I see this and we try to emulate. I try to emulate, and it's very difficult to do. It's a natural trait that Tom has.
And I kind of like how we touched on earlier that the Energizer Bunny is like banging the drums and how like Tom's a drummer and things like that.
Got to get him a pair of rabbit ears. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the drummer aspect, is that Tom is not one to talk about his achievements or accomplishments, etc. It's one of those things through, the marathon relationship. It's over maybe lunch or a cup of coffee or a drink or whatever it may be, or just a car ride to an appointment. You'll learn little things here and there that will give you a moment. So pretty fascinating, but he's not one to self-proclaim, so to speak, in a lot of those instances. And I think the biggest misunderstanding of people that maybe perhaps follow Tom on social media is that the perception is that Tom is all about, Tom, so to speak, because he's all over social media marketing. But in fact, it's really about the business aspect of it. But if you really get to know Tom on the backside, and once you understand kind of the virtual trophy room and accolades and accomplishments, you realize, man, he's really not that person whatsoever by any stretch of the means.
No, not even close. It's not. You see Tom visually on these videos, especially on Facebook Live. It's high energy. When you peel the onion back and the layers of the onion, you really know that Tom is number one. He's a family man. And he loves his family dearly, including Sir Walter the cat, which I haven't seen so far running around the house. But he's the family man first. To me, he's like a brother. He's family to me, and I will do whatever it takes to support my family, and I know he will too. So it's I'm here to support him 1,000% on whatever he desires. It's I can't say that for everyone. I may put on a front sometimes for other people, but Tom is he's a genuine human being.
And he never does anything without purpose.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And to kind of play on, I know we've talked about how Tom with the drums thing, how he's like setting the beat as the next ARIA national president, setting the tone. I'd love to hear from you guys of this transition that Tom's going through, and how excited that you guys are for him to lead from coming from the Boston chapter with you guys to a bigger scale.
From my perspective on that, number one, I'm really excited for him. It's something that when I got involved with ARIA 6 years ago, it was one of those line items I saw from Jim Park was the first national chairman when I first joined. Right down the line to all the other successful professionals that have been national presidents / chairmen or chairwomen, and then you can see it in Tom's eye that he wants to be there eventually, and it's a process in the making. Everything takes time. He's very methodical about how he does things. For what he's doing with his professional business, his for-profit business, he intentionally are taking steps to ensure that his family is set financially before entering his presidency as ARIA's national president. So he's very intentional, and everything's he does things with a purpose. And when you do that, things will happen the right way. So I'm excited for him. I'm nervous myself because I'm afraid what he may ask me to do next year. So I'm pretty sure, unless things change, I'm pretty sure I'm his board appointee. Right-hand man, so I'm a little nervous about that, but yet excited.
Well, I'm excited for Tom, for sure. Obviously, if you look at it if you're standing behind Tom and you're looking at it through his set of eyes, obviously, arguably probably the greatest Asian American association in the country here. It's exciting, but I would probably say that I'm more excited for really all the members and all the people that are going to have an opportunity to really get through some of the sticky issues with Tom. Because I think, or at least hopeful, that people will experience firsthand a different perspective on adversity. There'll be adversity where people will just come to agree to disagree, and that's okay. But I think, hopefully, Tom is always willing to give people that opportunity to say that it's acceptable and it's completely okay to disagree and to still be united, basically aligned through a common purpose. And I think that's the biggest part where, in most relationships, people think, well, we disagree, therefore, this is not a good thing. But I think I'm very hopeful that a lot of people, it doesn't matter if you're in executive leadership role in a local chapter or whether you're just a quote-unquote member, by the way, which is still very valuable to our organization, is that it's completely agnostic to title, role, or whatever it may be, but he's going to make you feel that your voice matters, you matter, your views matter, the disagreement or the different point of view, that's okay. But at the end of the day, he'll still somehow give you that feeling of like, okay, we're on the same team here, and we're going to get stuff done.
To wrap this up, I'd love to hear from you guys. People will be watching this video at the ARIA National event this year, and I'm sure this video will be shown multiple times afterwards too. What's something that people should take away from getting to know Tom and his leadership going forward with ARIA?
Again, I know Tom on a personal level. I'm also, again, as a business partner and as a friend, as a brother. So one thing that when people see Tom, they first see his demeanor, his facade. He's always smiling. He's happy. He wants everybody to succeed. So, if you're either with Tom or you're not with Tom. But at the end of the day, how can you not be for Tom? He's going to be for you, so you should be for him as well too. Again, Don had alluded earlier that there's a lot of adversity. I look at adversity as a roadmap. There's a target point, there's your destination, and you can take that road millions of different directions. But your goal is to hit your destination. He will take all these different roads, but ultimately he knows what his destination is. I know what that destination is, and I think that to know Tom is to love Tom.
I don't know why, but when Dick was just speaking here, the visuals, I'm more of a visual person, so for me the visualization, I think for people who are out there who are more visual, is this. Go have a meal with Tom, and you'll see Tom. And all the little things will speak of who Tom really is. So if you like French fries, he'll order a large fry. He puts it right in the middle of the table. It's not for him, like me. And, he'll ask you if you like ketchup, mayo, mustard, whatever way you like your French fries. But he's that guy. He puts it on the table. He makes sure that everybody has access to it. He's all about sharing. And then when it gets down to that last two fries, and I know everybody at the table's eyeing it, and that's when the true characters come out, right? Tom will never touch those last two fries.
There's one thing that, you mentioned about sharing, Don, okay? There's one thing that I do want to mention that Tom is selfish about, and that's when you're having dim sum with Tom, he hoards the tea. He drinks so much tea, and I don't know where it goes. So he hoards the tea.
It's called recycling.
You gotta have something. That was awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's really good. Really
Awesome. Would you mind taking a quick picture?
Yep.
And we can pretend that
Yep.
it's going, just like a whole shot with Noah and myself in it, so you can show the video set. I can send it to you guys.
Sure.
If you
Yeah,
want.
great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. This was really
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
where
having us.
Tom is. I'd love to get a shot of him coming in.
Tom
Thank you so much. Awesome. So you guys can sit tight.
Yeah.
We can do a read and all of that. Beautiful.
So you never had dim sum with Tom?
I haven't. No,
Oh,
I haven't
God.
seen that side yet.
He's the team master. He's the team master.
So we'll get a shot of
How much do I owe you?
Wait 1 second.
Apparently a lot of tea you owe.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right, go forward.
How much do I owe you?
Give him some tea.
Give me
I know.
something.
Yeah.
So, look at this.
Look at
These guys match.
They go well.
You go well together.
Oh,
Great team.
they get blue.
Pink and blue. All right, let's go, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you. I'll unclip you guys now. Fantastic.